Hi everyone, it's Lottie from Lottie Louise Art here, and in today's video I'll be showing you the do's and don'ts for drawing a cat's eye using pastel pencils. These techniques can be used to draw other animals' eyes too, but I've chosen a cat's eye as an example here as they're my favourite to draw. The paper I'm using is Clairefontaine pastelmat, which is the pastel paper that I always use, and I'll also be using the Faber-Castell Pitt pastel pencils. And also, just as a quick disclaimer, the techniques I'm using for the don'ts version aren't necessarily bad. These are just my personal preferences for the way that I like to draw. I'll be drawing two cat's eyes in this video, one using the do techniques and one using the don'ts techniques. Let's just get straight into the video, starting off with the don'ts eye. My first don't is don't outline the eye using harsh black lines. It's okay to do this, but just don't press super hard straight away and make sure that you blend the lines out if needed. It's best to start off with a slightly lighter hand in case you make any mistakes, it will then be harder to erase. Harsh outlines don't look realistic because in nature and animals things aren't usually outlined in this way. Some parts of the eye may have harsh lines, such as the pupil and some edges around the eye, but there often isn't a harsh black line going around the entire eye. Also, don't leave the white highlights blocked out and completely white. Some highlights may be completely white, so you'd have to check the reference photo closely, but quite often highlights within the eyes aren't 100% white. They may have some other tones in them which reflect the animal's surroundings. For example, if an animal is outside looking into the blue sky, there is likely to be some blue reflections within the eye highlights. When putting down base layers, don't forget to blend out the base layer to cover up the tooth and the grain of the paper. Blending out the base layers creates a smooth surface to add colours and details on top of. If you don't blend the base layer out, it can look a bit patchy, streaky and unnatural. When blending, don't use your finger to blend. This transfers your natural skin oils onto the paper and can damage the artwork and create patchiness and streaks. Also, blending with your finger doesn't create as smooth of a finish as other blending methods, such as using a blending stump, which I will demonstrate in the do's section of this video later on. Again, in this demonstration, I have left the brown lines within the eye very harsh and I haven't blended them in any way, so they do look very unnatural. When adding colour to the eye, don't press really hard straight away as it just looks too harsh and it can fill up the tooth of the paper way too quickly, which can prevent further layers from being added. Although here I am drawing the lines in the correct direction, it still looks so unnatural as the lines are really harsh and the colour is just going down way too strong and it just doesn't look as realistic as it could. Here I also haven't blended the base layers of the fur around the outside of the eye, which again doesn't create a nice smooth finish. When adding fur around the eye, you need to make sure you're drawing the fur strokes in the right direction. In this example here, I haven't necessarily done this and some of the fur strokes are a bit messy and wild. Don't forget to look at your reference photo regularly throughout your drawing process to keep checking the fur direction so that you follow the direction within your drawing. This again makes the drawing just look more realistic. Here is the finished don'ts eye, and you can see I haven't blended out the black around the eye at all, so it just looks very harsh and not very smooth. Now moving on to the do's section of the video. When outlining the eye, use a semi-light pressure. You can then build up the depth slowly. By not going in too hard straight away, it can help create a softer finish at the end. And also if you do happen to make any mistakes, they're more easily corrected if you haven't pressed too hard to start with. Also, do make sure your pencil is nice and sharp for outlining things like eyes and drawing pupils so that you can be nice and precise with your colour and line placement. Much like the don't section of the video, I have blocked out the highlights within the eye, but then I also do blend out the highlights around the edges, and then I blend some colours into the highlights later on, and it creates a much more natural, soft look. Do go in with a blending stump or a blending tool to blend out your base layers. Here I'm using a blending stump, which is my go-to blender of choice. They're basically rolled up bits of paper which you can rub onto the pastel on the paper, and it just rubs the pastel into the tooth of the paper, and also it blends the colours really smoothly together. I couldn't live without these for my pastel artwork, so I highly recommend these if you haven't tried them already. When adding colour and shading onto the eyes, use a really light pressure and sort of just glaze the pencil onto the paper. This ensures that you don't add too much pigment onto the paper straight away, and it allows for easier blending. You don't want to blend the final details out though, because they aren't as soft, but when layering the colours up, you want to make sure that the lines aren't too harsh and blocky. I've used various different colours here, working from light to dark. If you aren't sure which colours to use straight away, do swatch your pencils on a separate piece of paper before adding them to your artwork. Sometimes the pencil lead or the colour on the end of the pencil doesn't look quite the same as it does when you actually lay the pencil down on the paper. I am notoriously bad for not swatching my supplies, but honestly it really does help. For the brown lines around the bottom half of the eye, I have used quite a bold line, but unlike the Don't eye, I have also blended in some other tones of brown and made it look much less harsh. I've also blended the black at the top outline of the eye into the browns within the eyeball itself, which creates a nice smooth transition between the eyeball and the eyelid, which makes the eye look more realistic than if you didn't do this. Again, do check your reference photo to make sure you look at which areas need to have a smooth transition rather than a harsh line. Moving on to the fur around the eye, do blend out your base layers and do follow the directions of the fur strokes from the reference photo, like the direction the fur is going in. I've also gently transitioned the different tones within the fur into one another, so instead of just doing the cream areas of the fur and then next to it doing the dark areas of the fur, I've used some brown tones and kind of mid-tones to transition the two fur colours slightly into one another. This looks much more realistic, and it looks how like real fur would look. Also, for the fur, do make sure your pencils are nice and sharp, as it just creates a nicer look than if the pencil's blunt. You can get more of a kind of fur-like texture. And here is the finished eye drawing. For each eye, I have used the exact same pencils and pencil shades to keep it a fair comparison of techniques. I think you can really see the difference between the two, as one looks so much smoother and more blended than the other, and therefore looks more realistic and striking. I really hope you found these tips helpful and that you enjoyed watching. If you have any other video ideas similar to this, or if there is anything in particular you would like to see on my channel, please do let me know in the comments, as I love creating videos that you guys would like to watch. Please subscribe if you'd like to see more videos from me, and I will hopefully see you in my next video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.